The violence in Plateau State has once again left communities mourning and raised fresh questions about the security and the ability to prevent repeated attacks. 25 people, including women and children, were murdered in cold blood in their sleep in Binmper village in Mangu local government area of the Plateau State. The continuous attack have continued to raise a lot of public outcry, and even the international community is worried about the situations. We do have our correspondent Chizoba Anionwe in the Plateau State, who joins us now to give us a bit of an update of the situation in the Plateau. Chizoba, take us through what we know at this point about the attack in Binmper village, and what is the latest from communities and the authorities there?
Good morning. Just like you've heard and read in the news, it's a very sad situation, I must say. It is a very sorrowful one on the plateau at the moment. I mean, this happened 2 days ago, and people are still mourning. People are still crying because some of them, in fact, many of them do not see the reason why this should be happening in this age and time, where people will go to sleep and without any thoughts or, that kind of feeling that something may happen, and then it is that person's last night. You understand that kind of, so it's such a sad one. The people are losing hope in the security agencies in the country, not even just in the state or at the local level. People are losing hope in the security agencies. And then stakeholders, we have people that are in the peace-building agencies, humanitarian affairs, and all those. But, I mean, it seems like nothing is being done about this to put an end to this. Or maybe they say a crisis is never taken away from a society. So even if that persists, I mean, it should be to the barest minimum. You can't say that somebody will just go to bed without any triggers to these killings and attacks. The person doesn't wake up again. You get to a family of 8 or 9, 7 people are just wiped off in just a few seconds. I mean, it is worrisome. That's just the truth. I got into one of the compounds, and then one aged man was just left with his son that is battling for his own life too in the hospital. And the other 7 members of that same family have been killed and buried just like that. I mean, the people of Mangu are mourning, actually. The Plateau State government is also mourning. Well, the good news, so to speak, is that the Plateau State Police Command has arrested one suspect leading to this incident. I mean, and they have vowed that they will stop at nothing to ensure that this person, of course, it won't be just one person, gets to the arrest of so many others that are still fleeing, and of course, made to brought to justice to book. One of the community leaders I spoke with the other day when this incident happened is trying that this justice, this book that everybody has been clamoring for, when will they ever be arrested and brought and made to face this justice, this book? So that is their cry. Another good news from the military is that the General Officer commanding 3 Armored Division here, and of course the Commander of Operation Enduring Peace, Major General Maxwell Dangana, has of course relocated his tactical headquarters that is here in Jos to Mangu. We're all there in Mangu yesterday, and he has vowed that he will remain there at least for the next 2 weeks to go with his troops to see what is happening and know the best approaches to bring on board to ensure an end to this. So while all these things happen, I have one respondent here that would want to share with us his thoughts on these killings on the plateau. Mr. Hosea, good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Ma.
All right, so it's about these killings, this recent one in Mangu local government area, in Binmper for specific. So 25 people were killed. You reside here in Plateau State, you're a Nigerian. What do you think about all these killings?
Actually, the whole of this thing is affecting people emotionally and then physically, because the people's lives are being just wasted anyhow for no reason. The government is not making any effort to see that they put security everywhere to secure people's life. The way people's lives are being wasted in Nigeria, and also particularly in Plateau State, people are just being killed like animals, just like the credit. People will just sleep without no reason, they wake up dead. And what is the government doing in this regard? Because the government needs to stand up, get up on their feet and see how they can be able to work on this and put the security in the all over, so that at least people's lives should be secured. People can sleep without peace, and they will sleep with this. In fact, sleep is even becoming a very serious, terrible thing for people because they will be sleeping and they cannot be able to be at peace in their home. So please, we call on the government to please, particularly Plateau State government, to try and do something in this regard so that they can bring an end to all this thing. So that we'll see how we value people's life, and then we'll see how we can be able to have peace in Plateau State so that we can live as brothers and sisters in one family, as members of one family.
Thank you, Mr. Hosea. But people said that they've been calling on government, they've been calling on security agencies to rise up to this occasion to bring an end to this kind of killings. Apart from this, do you think there's anything that needs to be done, maybe from the community members or from citizens of the country to ensure that there's an end to this?
I think my own opinion is that all citizens should try and be on their feet, and they should wake up from their sleep and be security conscious, because we don't keep on sleeping expecting the government to do something. We need to wake up from our sleep and begin to see how we can secure our families and our lives entirely. Because for we to always rely on the government and then the government is not doing anything, what do we need to do? We need to wake up and see how we can be on our feet and see how we can be able to get things that and the necessary things that we need to secure our life. Because these people are all of our, and they are after all people's life. So the best thing we need to do is to see how we can be able to stand up and see how we can be able to stop relying on the government. Since the government is not responding to our calls, then we now see how we can be able to wake up and begin to see how we can get things that will help us secure our lives and our families, and also the state entirely.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. So, Inam, you've heard from one respondent. Actually, many others are rushing to catch up with one or two things they are doing. I had to beg and to keep him to join to say one thing to this discussion. It's back to you in the studio.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chizoba. Thank you for keeping up updated. Please stay safe, and we know that we'll be checking in with you from time to time in the course of the day here on News Central.